The desert winds of Arinder carried with them a bitter, metallic tang. It was the kind of taste that clung to the tongue long after the sandstorms passed, a taste of ruin, of hunger, of promises broken. Once this world had been green. Rivers had run through valleys, feeding orchards that stretched for miles. Now the rivers were dust, and the orchards nothing but twisted skeletons under the twin suns. Kale staggered forward, his legs trembling beneath him. He had not eaten in 5 days. His body cried out with every step, bones aching, stomach clenching with a hollow pain that had become his constant companion. He was not human, though at first glance he might have seemed close. His skin bore faint, silvery ridges across his arms and down his jawline, faintly glowing when the light caught them. His eyes were wide, violet, sunken from exhaustion. He was a Relkari, an alien species once known for their towering strength and endurance. But now even he looked fragile. The settlements had closed their gates to him. Food had become rationed long ago, and no one gave their scraps to strangers anymore. Hunger had turned neighbor against neighbor, kin against kin. Kale stumbled to his knees, hands sinking into the sand. His lips cracked as he whispered, "Not yet." His people had been proud, survivors of 1,000 battles and 1,000 winters, but hunger was different. Hunger stole dignity piece by piece, until nothing was left. And yet, as he knelt there, he heard footsteps, slow, careful, deliberate. He turned his head and saw a figure standing on the ridge. Human. Her name was Mara, a mechanic by trade, though in this age of collapse the title meant little. She was lean, her clothes patched in more places than they weren't, and her eyes were sharp, the kind of eyes that had learned never to trust first. She carried a pack slung across her back and a crude energy pistol at her hip. She was scavenging like everyone else. But when she saw Kale kneeling in the sand, her heart shifted. "Another starving drifter," she muttered under her breath. She had seen dozens. Some begged, some stole, some fought like cornered animals. Most died alone. And yet something about this one felt different. His posture wasn't that of a thief waiting to strike. It was that of someone holding on by sheer will. His eyes, dim though they were, had not yet given up. Mara hesitated. She had food, barely enough to last her another 2 days if she rationed carefully. She knew the law of survival. Never share, never trust, never let yourself feel too much. But then Kale's body lurched forward, collapsing face first into the dust. Her feet moved before her mind made the decision. She sprinted down the ridge, sand slipping beneath her boots, and rolled him onto his back. His chest rose shallowly. He was still alive, but barely. "Idiot," she muttered to herself, pulling a canister from her pack. She uncorked it and pressed it against his lips. Water dribbled into his mouth, and instinctively, Kale swallowed. His violet eyes flickered open, locking with hers. Human eyes meeting Relkari eyes. 2 species that had once been allies, now scattered and broken by war and famine. "Why?" he rasped. His voice was cracked, brittle like dry leaves. Mara frowned. "Why what? Why help me?" She didn't answer right away. Instead, she reached into her pack again and pulled out a ration bar. She broke it in half, though it nearly broke her to do so, and pressed the larger piece into his hand. The night fell cold over the desert, stars scattering the dark skies like silver dust. They sat together near a small fire Mara had coaxed from dried brush. Kale ate slowly, his hands trembling as though each bite was both relief and torment. "You'll make yourself sick if you don't slow down," Mara warned. He obeyed. His kind were hardy, But starvation humbled even the strongest. When his hunger dulled enough for words, Kale spoke. "I thought I would die out there. Alone." "You still might," Mara said bluntly, though her tone softened after a moment. "But not tonight." Kale studied her. Humans fascinated him. They were smaller, weaker in some ways, and yet they endured. Even now, when the galaxy had abandoned them, when famine and silence spread across the stars, humans kept fighting. "Your kind," Kale said. "They survive what others cannot. My people used to call you the stubborn fire." Mara smirked faintly. "I've been called worse." Days passed. Mara considered leaving him, but she didn't. Something about Kale's presence kept her anchored. He was more than just another starving wanderer. He carried stories. He told her of the Relkari homeworld, once lush, now glassed over from orbital bombardments. He told her of battles where he had watched comrades fall. He told her of promises that had turned to ash. And in return, Mara told him about Earth. Not the ruined Earth that still struggled under warlord rule, but the Earth she remembered as a child. Blue oceans, fields of wheat, the taste of apples in autumn. She made him see it through her eyes, and for a moment, hunger wasn't the only thing either of them felt. But survival was never kind enough to leave them in peace. One evening, as they scavenged the remains of a crashed freighter, a gang of raiders appeared. Humans, desperate and armed with crude blades and energy pistols. They saw the Relkari and sneered. "Alien meat," one spat. "Worth something, I bet. His bones alone'll fetch credits." Mara stepped in front of Kale, pistol raised. "He's with me." The raiders laughed. "Then you'll die with him." Kale's hunger-weakened body should have been no match. But hunger had also sharpened something inside him, a will not to lose what he had just found. When the raiders lunged, he moved with a strength born of desperation. His silvery ridges flared faintly, and he drove one raider into the sand, disarming him. Mara fired her pistol, the blast catching another in the chest. The fight was messy, brutal, but in the end the raiders fled, leaving only the two of them standing. Mara turned to Kale, breathing heavily. "You're supposed to be half dead." Kale wiped blood from his lip, a faint smile tugging at his face. "Maybe I was. But then you fed me." Over time, Kale's strength returned. He walked taller, his eyes brighter. Yet hunger had left its mark. It was not something easily forgotten. He carried the memory of it like a scar. And he carried Mara's kindness with him, etched deeper than any wound. Their bond grew in the silence between storms, in the shared firelight, in the unspoken understanding of two souls clinging to life in a dying world. But Kale knew something Mara did not. The Relkari had not come to Arinder by accident. They were searching for resources, for survivors, for something more. And Kale had once been part of that mission. "Mara," he said one night, his tone heavy, "if my people come back, if they find us, they will not see you as I do." Mara met his gaze. "And how do you see me?" His answer was simple, but it carried the weight of stars. "As the one who lifted me when I had nothing." The choice came sooner than either expected. A Relkari vessel descended, casting shadows across the desert sands. Its crew disembarked, armored and armed, scanning for life. Kale's heart pounded. He was supposed to rejoin them. He was supposed to remember his duty. But when they demanded Mara step aside, when they called her human refuse, Kale's choice became clear. He stood in front of her, the same way she had once stood in front of him. "No," he said,